A bit of a disaster. Dad body. Tuesday, time for a speed swim, and Brett's decided to wear a wetsuit for a couple of 100 metres. Testing the wetsuits before the weekend.
Product testing, see?
Yeah.
Sometimes,
We got on the cards today, bit of a max effort, bit of tempo, revving the engine up for the weekend, mate. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Yeah, feeling excited for the weekend.
Decent.
Let's hope the rain stays away.
Yeah, the weather's looking good.
Well, you've always wanted a wet race.
Yeah, I mean, wet on the run, not the bike.
You've been moaning about it, saying, oh, things have been too hot. So, no, it should be good. It should be, yeah, feels looking decent. It'll turn up.
Should be alright. With the swim done, it's time to sit down with the laptop and do some coaching work. For those of you that are interested, I do have a few slots available, so please do follow the links in the description below to my website or message me directly through Instagram. Swim done, actually glad I'm feeling somewhat okay. This week has started with a little bit of a disaster, or just not feeling as good as it should do. The last few days I felt quite rough. I've pretty much had 3 days completely off training because I picked up some sort of virus, some sort of flu. Just was not feeling good, didn't want to risk it, so took the time off, which is quite frustrating, but if you push through these things, more often than not it comes back to bite you in the end, and you end up in a worse situation than when you started. So that's what I've been fighting a little bit, and these next few days is just all about doing enough to get my body feeling okay to race, but not doing so much that I put myself at in a bad situation where I'm kind of like not recovering from this cold or this flu or whatever the hell it is. So that's the kind of situation we're in now. But the swim felt good this morning. It was 3k, a couple of hard 100s and 200s, clocking in on like between 109 and 111, so pretty happy with that. Felt all right. We've got a run session later, which haven't done a run session for a little bit of time due to this, so we'll see how that goes. But it's Tuesday, we've got enough time until the weekend, so I think we'll be okay. But this taper hasn't started as it probably should, but I don't think any taper ever goes exactly the same or exactly how you want it to. You just gotta roll the dice, hope for the best, and shit happens at the end of the day, doesn't it? Back in the old stomping ground, mate.
Laps have been run
round. Oh, too many. Back at Old Down Racetrack. For anyone who doesn't know, I used to live over that way, like 2 minutes down the road, and James and I used to run here every day, pretty much. Yeah,
good little loop around the grass, and then pretty good for sessions as well.
Yeah, sweet as. So session today we got 1600 as like 100 on, 100 off, just sort of extended like prep set really. And then main set 5 800s, just tapping into that 70.3 effort, so 320 to 330, 60 seconds recovery, and should just finish the session feeling pretty good, pretty revved up, but yeah, geared up. Should finish it feeling like I could definitely squeeze out a good few more. That's the goal anyway, but like I said, haven't been feeling great the last few days, so just got to keep a cap on it and hope that everything comes good. And you are prepping for a half marathon.
Yeah, I mean,
how fit are you feeling?
Not at all. Too many beers have been drunk, and time to get back on it, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Should be right. It's good because James, when he's fit, he's like the fastest runner I've ever trained with in my life. So at least I can enjoy while he's unfit, and then when he's fit, it's gonna suck. Top's coming off. Dad body.
How unfit.
Oh, he'll come back.
Never before a 3:15 felt so hard. Listen, but this is a special message to Mark, Harry's coach. He's running quicker than he's supposed to. Maybe that's just an excuse for me getting dropped, but we'll see. Love it. Oh, we're digging. Can he stay with it?
Got him. All of them between like 2:31 and 2:35, so felt pretty comfortable. It's a bit windy out here today, so headwind section wasn't fun, but probably need to get used to that for Swansea. But yeah, form feels really good. Definitely feel like I could do a few more, so I feel like that session was yeah, cracked pretty well. And yeah, everything seems to be going a little bit better now. Obviously I had that initial sort of worry that I was feeling a bit ill, and I still have the back end of that, so I just want to make sure I'm still resting up and making sure I don't dig too deep. It's always a bit of a balancing act. Probably another disaster this week is I think I've been done for speeding. I don't know yet because it's one of those bloody vans that parks up on the side of the road. And as always, I was running late, so I was being a little bit naughty. And yeah. Shit. Oh God, I hate this anticipation now, whether I'll get a ticket or not, but things are going my way. Time for an easy spin now. Only going to do an hour or so, just flush out the legs a little bit from that bit of speed work this morning, and also just get the body moving still. I still feel from those few days that I've had off due to illness, I still feel a little bit lethargic and a little bit slow, and I feel myself getting a bit tired, and that's just a telltale sign for me that I need to keep the body moving. And like I said, I don't want to do too much, but I need to do enough to make sure that I don't get to race day over recovered and over lethargic, because for anyone who's done that, you'll know it is a horrible feeling. And for anyone who hasn't done that, you won't really know what it feels like. But actually, I would argue getting to a race over recovered is worse than getting to a race over fatigued. Now, it does completely depend who you are and how you deal with fatigue and being recovered and stuff like that. But I find personally for myself, I've tried it before where I've really tapered quite hard leading into a race, and unknowingly I've got to race day and just had terrible legs. I felt absolutely useless. I've put out hardly any power on the bike. I felt sluggish on the run, and it is almost, when you're over recovered and you are lethargic, it is almost a similar sensation to being over fatigued, but I would argue it's a little bit more intense, it's a little bit more frustrating. And so my goal has always been to make sure that the week leading up to the race, just to make sure you do enough. It sounds really silly, but don't go into a race day feeling too recovered, and don't allow yourself to recover too much. You want to stay switched on, and that's where, as an athlete, you're on that little bit of a knife edge of being too over recovered, being too over fatigued, and it's this balancing act in the middle, which makes it exciting, but it also goes hand in hand with that, makes it very frustrating when you get it wrong. But I'm hoping that these last few days of kind of being off training hasn't affected me too much. I still feel relatively snappy, but like I said, I just needed to get on the bike. It wasn't in the plan, but I just feel myself needing to just keep the body moving a little bit. And then after this, it's just about fueling up, rehydrating, getting some sleep, maybe continuing my Lemsip diet, and fingers crossed over the next few days, things come good. Tuesday ticked off nicely. Yeah, feel good, glad I got that ride done even though it wasn't in the plan. I'm just glad I spun the legs and got my body moving a little bit more. And yeah, this taper has started, like I mentioned, with a bit of a disaster of a few days of non-training because of illness. And today, even more of a disaster because I'm pretty sure I've got a speeding ticket on the way. Ah, God, man, like, I don't even have a good excuse because obviously I was speeding, but I've got to say, these police vans are getting pretty sneaky. I did not even see him until the last minute, so yeah, cheeky little bugger, but I guess I gotta wait. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get 2 weeks and we don't have any letter, because then it's cancelled out. But oh man, I can guarantee I've got a speeding ticket coming, so that's not something to look forward to. Anyway, I'm going to try and stop thinking about that. But yeah, body's starting to come around. I'm hoping the next few days I'll just feel better and better. The weather on the weekend is looking slightly questionable. However, I do quite like crappy, classic British weather on race day. But I will say, probably not the bike course to have bad weather because it is quite sketchy. A lot of country lanes, a lot of cattle grids, so it might be quite dangerous on the bike. My perfect situation would be swim, nice and flat, nice and calm, nice and slow. On the bike, bone dry, not too hot, 20 degrees, and then on the run, absolutely pissing down. That would be my dream situation. Guarantee that's never going to happen, but everyone's in the same boat. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to racing. I'm hoping I can just get through this sort of back end of this sort of cold. I don't even feel that bad anymore. It's just having like a few days of just non-training that's kind of weighing me down a little bit. But fingers crossed, we have enough time to rev myself up before race day. I've got a few things to sort out, like a bigger cassette for the monster hill on the bike course. If you haven't checked that out and you're racing, please do check it out because it's gonna suck. Let me know in the comment section below if you're racing, and I look forward to seeing all of you on race day or the day before race day. And yeah, guys, best of luck if you're racing, and I'll see you in the next video.